Not everybody lives, but everybody dies. So while a nigga here, I'm shooting for the sky, landing on the moon, walking on the sun, taking over the game, give it back when we done. Not everybody lives, but everybody dies. So while a nigga here, I'm shooting for the sky, landing on the moon, walking on the sun, taking over the game, give it back when we done. I'll give it back when we done. 10,000 hands in the air, have you ever seen? Work 9 to 5 or 5 to 9, do you ever dream? They in the red, but my stalk is green. Proud like I reached the clouds, all off a beam. Dreams on lucid, films on Lucas, sound on surround, and the crowd on stupid. Who that chick Dion? That's Dion on Clueless. You circling around the money, sitting in a Cuban car. Feel the dreams, they said I'm too corny. Funny, I got their ears all on me, fears all gone, and my peers all wrong. So keep your 2 cents in every phrase y'all coining. That's just common sense, all the hating, I honored it. I don't leap, I quantum it. I don't answer, I problem it. I just drop shit while they asking what a colonic is. Thinking, you know what I'm pondering? Not everybody lives, but everybody dies. So while a nigga here, I'm shooting for the sky, landing on the moon, walking on the sun, taking over the game, give it back when we done. Not everybody lives, but everybody dies. So while a nigga here, I'm shooting for the sky, landing on the moon, walking on the sun, taking over the game, give it back when we done. I'll give it back when we done.
What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy Jay Tuck. Real Cowboys fans, stand up and salute to everyone in the chat, man. I see y'all out there, man. Hold on, let me make sure I got the chat right. Hold on, I got to pop out. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, what Kendrick say? Sometimes you got to pop out and show. Hold on, let me get this right here. All right, boom. Now we good. I can see the chat over here, man. Hopefully everyone's having a good Saturday. You know, I was chilling, man. I was chilling. I went and did some running today with my wife. We got our 4 miles in, and I said, you know what? I want to go live. I want to go live and talk to my people, and that is exactly what I'm about to do. So we're going to talk about a few things. Can't tell if this the real Marcus Mosher or not. You know what I'm saying? We still always have this conversation. But Marcus Mosher, man, if this is the real Marcus Mosher, dog, you caused a fire. You caused a blaze yesterday. But I might have to thank you for it. I might have to thank you for it, man. So salute to everybody in the chat. Hold on. Let me get y'all chats on the screen. Hold on. Let me see here. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I had to run an update real quick. Hold up. Let me see. Get this update here. Boom, boom. Salute to everybody out there. Salute to all the members. He says it is. He says it's the real Marcus Mosher, man. So I'm going to go with this. The real Mark. Bro, you caused quite a stir yesterday. You know what I'm saying? You caused quite a stir yesterday. But hey, man, it's a good one. It's a good one because I think it was honestly needed. I think it was needed. Hold on. Let's see here. All right, let me see if I get y'all right. Boom. All right, close. Chat. All right, now let's see if we're good there. Let me see if that works. All right, we good. Boom, 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 boom. All right, there we go. Here we go. All right, salute to Marcus Mosher out there, man. So yeah, we're gonna talk about a few things, and then I'm gonna turn on the phone lines for y'all to call in. Salute to everybody who's been tuning in to the shows. I mean, we had incredible guests, and we are not done. We are not done. I didn't want to ask a guest to come on Saturday because people got families and kids and stuff. Like, we didn't want to do all that on a Saturday. You know what I'm saying? You know, tomorrow I have my dog Lou on. Next week I have Mark Holmes. I think Joseph Hoyt. Law. Revisit with Sky. Big Game James. Cover 3. So yeah, we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep it going. But yeah, I want to give people their Saturdays off, you know what I'm saying? But I'm rocking out, man. I appreciate y'all rocking out with me. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, we're trying to push to 20,000. That's the pinnacle. That's what we've been aiming for. That's what's been written on my wall since I very first started this. And that's my main goal, to get to 20,000. And we are almost there. So let everybody know, yo, Tuck is live on a Saturday. We're working, we grinding, because we are getting ready for Dallas Cowboys football. So I want to talk about a few things first, right? I want to talk about some sleepers to kind of keep eyes on at camp. Now, I will not be at camp, but there's going to be incredible people out there at camp that we can trust. So trust me, we're going to get all the covers that you guys need to be updated to know what's going on with the Dallas Cowboys. And y'all know once we get to preseason, then that's when I step in and kind of do my thing, because we'll have the film and we'll break down every individual player, the good, the bad, the ugly. Y'all know how we do on CFO Sports, right? But I want to kind of give people some players to watch that probably won't be talked about, because we already know everybody is going out to Oxnard to see one thing and one thing only. It's the Pickens party. It's the Pickens party. Everybody going to be out there to see Pickens and what he's going to do in his first catch and how his socks look and floating Dak and CD. So we know those stories, but for the average fan, right? Because I know y'all are smart because y'all logged into this channel and y'all, you know what I'm saying? We're pretty much in tune. But there's some guys out there that I think that aren't being discussed heavily, but once we get out to camp, we'll probably need to keep an eye on them, because I think they're going to start to turn up a little bit. Marcus Mosher, Jaydon Blue. You know what I'm saying? Jaydon Blue. Marcus Mosher is going with Jaydon Blue as his number one guy to watch at camp. See, Jaydon, it could be peace, bro. It could be peace. It could be love. You know what I'm saying? But hey, if Jaydon Blue was a take, we'll talk about the Jaydon Blue story in a minute, but if Jaydon Blue was a take what he saw yesterday and he wanted to turn up, hey, use it, because we desperately need Jaydon Blue to become a monster. So Marcus, if you don't want to inspire him, then so be it, man. But we'll see, man. That's funny, Jaydon Blue. All right, so let's talk about one story. Do they have any joint practices? Yes, they're having a joint practice with the Rams again. So you'll get Tyler Guyton versus my dog Jarrett versus the rematch. So you'll get that again. I'm not sure what day that is on and how to get access to it. I know it's kind of difficult for people to get access to it. I really haven't paid much attention, but I think they're doing another joint. I say it wasn't me, it was Stretch. I think they're doing another joint with the Rams. Not sure the actual date and how you get the access to it, because sometimes it's first come, first serve. I know sometimes you have to buy the tickets in advance. It's invite only. It's all sorts of quirky rules out there when it comes to that scrimmage, which is why I am not going. All right. But I want to start with one topic, and that's 7. That's 7, Trayvon Diggs. And I feel like a lot of people, Cowboys fans, may have forgotten who the hell Trayvon Diggs is. Yeah, I think there's kind of out of sight, out of mind sometimes that can hit the fan base, where I see a lot of Trayvon Diggs disrespect. Cut him. Get rid of him. Let's keep it a buck. Love Deron playing. I love DB, right? I love DB. Huge fan of DB. Trayvon's a different type of corner. Trayvon is that guy that when you need to go toe-to-toe with A.J. Brown and some of these dog wire receivers, that's who you put on Jamar Chase. That's who you put on Justin Jefferson, right? That's who you put on A.J. Brown. It's Trayvon Diggs. So I see a lot of disrespect when it comes to Trayvon. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, what did Roy Jones say? Y'all must have forgot. Y'all must have forgot who the hell Trayvon Diggs is, bro. You know what I'm saying? This ain't one of them. He's one of those. You know what I'm saying? So let's not start disrespecting Trayvon Diggs. Now, the conversation piece was Trayvon lost $500,000 because he's choosing to train out in Florida versus train with the team. And I saw some people was like, oh, if he doesn't want to be around the team, then so be it. Get rid. You know, that kind of lame talk, right? If a player has to go to an outside trainer to get mentally and physically ready for the season, then so be it, right? Then so be it. And a lot of people want to say, oh, well, the Dallas Cowboys wasn't happy about Trayvon Diggs' workout last year, and that's why he got hurt. Bro, come on, y'all. It's football. It's football. It's football, y'all. Players get hurt. Freak accidents and freak injuries happen whether you train In Dallas, Frisco, Africa, Wakanda, sometimes it just happens. Let's take it, for example, another guy who just announced he could be back for this year in DeMarvin Overshown. DeMarvin Overshown trained with Dallas. He did all the right things coming off the ACL injury, and unfortunately, he got hurt again. Sometimes unfortunate shit just happens to players, especially when you're playing a high-impact game, such as the game of football. So if Diggs has to go with someone he trusts to get him ready, then let him go to who he trusts. Now, let's say Diggs comes back and he's out of shape and all, but then we will get on Trayvon Diggs. But he's documenting everything. You have to trust the player. Right? I get it was a contractual thing, but my thing is, and boss with my dog, Boss Cowboy, here we go, boss. I don't like the way people are just putting Trayvon Diggs' name out there. It feels very smear campaignish to me. When, let's keep it a buck, Trayvon Diggs could have cracked the Cowboys over the head with his contract, and he did them a favor. We all know Trayvon Diggs did the Dallas Cowboys a massive favor when it comes to his contract. Do not start smearing mud on that man's name. Don't. Just, hey, he's not with the team right now. He's training. He's getting ready. He's rehabilitating. We hope to have Trayvon back week 1 or whatever, right? Don't start the petty shit, right? And this is something I've been talking about, right? The petty back and forth, bro. The petty smear campaigns. Can we just stop that right now? Can we just stop it? Like I said, if he goes and trains and he comes back out of shape, and so be it. And so be it. Why would they put that in their contract? They put a lot of stuff in players' contracts, bro. I'm not sure if he's the only one that has it. I'm sure other players have that, right? But here's the thing. If Trayvon is knowingly willing to sacrifice $500,000, right? This is $500,000 to work out with somebody else. I highly doubt it's because he wants to be lazy and he's sitting in Florida playing Madden and Call of Duty all day. He's that serious that he's like, you know what? Even if I have to take an L for $500,000, I'm still going to work out with so-and-so to get right. That's a sacrifice. So let's just kind of pump the brakes. But I kind of see the fan base was smearing Trayvon, get rid of him, trade him, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, no. Not the 7. Not the 7. We ain't going to do 7 like that. You know what I'm saying? Because there was a lot of games. Because if it wasn't for 7, y'all remember we got our ass packed up by, y'all remember we was in a back and forth battle with Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones. Who? We was in a back and forth battle with Mac Jones until 7 stepped up and said enough and cribbed it and won us the game. Let's not start disrespecting 7 like that. No, sir. No, sir. No, sirree. Swain, let's see here. Boom. Our strength and conditioning staff has the most lower body injuries ever. Bro, even before I was a Dallas Cowboys content creator, I was just a little old fan back in the Dez Bryant, Miles Austin years. I could never understand why are the Cowboys players' hamstrings always so weak. Miles Austin used to pull a hamstring, and then it used to be Sean Lee pulling a hamstring, and then Dez and Gallup. Like, it was always just lower body injuries, like you're saying, and they rush these kids back, and when they look like a shell of themselves, the fan base says, oh, he's washed. We should have never paid him his money. So, like, bro, we see it. Nah. We want Trayvon to be 1,000% healthy, 1,000% confident. Not just Trayvon. I know what Overshown just announced that he'll be back. Bro, I get it. You're foaming at the mouth. You want to get back out there. You want to play football and help your team. But we need you at 1,000%. We don't need you at 70. So unless you are at 1,000%, it's okay. It's a need. It's your career. Think about the long game. You're coming off of 2 of those, bro. Don't let the Cowboys just rush you back. Don't let the Cowboys just rush you back, because they will rush you back. They will rush you back, have you out there playing hurt, and then let the fan base blame you. Don't believe me? Ask Zeke. Zeke was out there running on one leg, couldn't even cut and plant off his right leg. And all the fan base just turned on him. Now he's the Antichrist in Dallas. Can't even mention his name no more because he went out there and played on one leg. Don't let them do that to y'all. Dez had talked about it ad nauseum about them rushing him back. He was saying, bro, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. And so they started guilt tripping him. You know, started guilt tripping him. He wasn't ready. Not ready just physically, right? Because what happens and my dog Lou knows. Lou will be on the show tomorrow live with me. We all know you can recover physically, but you can't recover mentally. Like you can't recover like that thought in your mind. Like even little old me, I'm not even running, chasing, or tackling, right? I had a knee injury running on my treadmill, right? And so I was running on my treadmill, but when I run outside and run on gravel, like my knee kind of still feels out of place. It kind of pops, right? So when I'm on my treadmill, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. I'm coasting. I'm getting my 3 miles in at 4 a.m. I'm feeling good. But when me and my wife go run the park, hey, bro, hey, oh, hold on, dog. Like, wait, don't plant. Wait. Like, I should have worn my brace. Like, I'm having all these mental talks in my mind because I'm not really trusting my knee to be running uphill, downhill, through grass, you know, across the street, all sorts of stuff, right? You want to be able to trust your knee because that way you're not thinking like, man, I could have cut right on that drag route, but my knee was kind of a little sore and I didn't want to. We don't want those problems. We want these players to be 1,000%, right? And if Trayvon, like I said on Twitter, and it pissed a few people off, I don't give a damn if he has to go to Wakanda to get ready for the season. If that's what he has to do, then that is what he has to do. But, hey, I saw a lot of Cowboys fans. It's kind of, but y'all know how we do. But speaking of, you know, Marcus Mosher and Jaydon Blue and the story that really popped yesterday. Now, a lot of people ask me, Tuck, what's your thoughts on it, right? Because Marcus is in the chat, you know what I'm saying? That's the real Marcus Mosher, right? We know when it comes to running backs, my guy Marcus Mosher, he don't like no running backs, you know what I'm saying? He don't really mess with no running backs like that, you know what I'm saying? But I will say this, all right? Being fully fair, this where people might get mad at me too, but people stay mad at me, so I don't really, you know what I'm saying? All right. Yep, Short Dog Camp starts on Monday, all right? But this is what I'll say. Yes, does Marcus Mosher really not like running backs? Not high value. He's on like drafting them early, right? You know what I'm saying? Even though he's talking about taking Amari Hampton in the fantasy draft. Well, he couldn't take him in the real draft, but in the fantasy draft, it's cool. Okay, whatever, all right? But here's what I'll say. If you go to Jaydon Blue, and I think Henny mentioned this on Twitter, and I wasn't going to say it. If you go to Jaydon Blue's scouting report, there was some, right? There was some of those things in there, right? So, you know, and I know that the coach hasn't coached the running back since, 2001 or some shit like that. And I know that was kind of the caveat that a lot of people like, man, he ain't even coached in Dallas in 2001. I just don't think if I'm a running back coach and I haven't coached in the Dallas Cowboys since 2001, I will just hop on a podcast and it's like, you know what? Let me just shit on Jaydon Blue for today. I don't know. Like all the players he could have shit on. Well, let me just pick Jaydon Blue. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like that kind of seems kind of odd to me. Like he would just wake up and say, you know what, on a random Tuesday, I'm gonna shit on Jaydon Blue and call him lazy. Right? Do I think Jaydon Blue is lazy? No. I just think sometimes he's just a rookie. He's just a rookie, y'all. Sometimes people have to kind of grow up and learn these different things. But do y'all want to hear? So let's Jaydon Blue. I think Jaydon Blue's going to be perfectly fine. I'm not concerned about Jaydon Blue if you set the right expectations. If you set Tony Dorsett / Emmitt Smith with a little bit of Adrian Peterson, you might want to be a little antsy, right? But if you set the proper expectations for Jaydon Blue, you're going to be okay, right? But you know what I find awfully funny, CFO gang? Real funny. Real kind of funny to me, right? Jaydon Blue gets called lazy on a podcast. I saw so many people, oh, that's fake news. That's not accurate. Who is this guy? That makes no sense. He has no proof. I don't believe that. That is false. That is this. That is that. Jaydon Blue will be perfectly fine. I do not believe it, right? Which is your right, right? And I would side with you. You know what I'm saying? A little bit with that, right? But I'm kind of reminded of this time last year. There was a player that was called lazy, not a team player, was selfish, doesn't watch film at all, is all about himself. And Cowboys Nation kind of took that shit and just ran with it. They took that and ran with it. Oh, yeah. There was pitchforks from Micah Parsons. There was pitchforks last year from Micah Parsons when the same shit happened. But for Jaydon Blue, it was, I don't believe it. But for Micah Parsons, who was Defensive Rookie of the Year, All-Pro, Defensive Player of the Year consideration, Pro Bowl, you name it, when somebody went on a podcast and said Micah was lazy and doesn't watch film, we had to fight them off in our chats last year. Well, I just believe it. Yeah, Micah's lazy. Micah doesn't watch film. Micah doesn't. But for Jaydon Blue, it's give him the benefit of the doubt. We've changed, Cowboys Nation. We have come and done a full 360. We're the point where Jaydon Blue gets the benefit of the doubt, but Micah Parsons got the pitchforks. It's because he has a podcast. You know what I'm saying? Because he has a podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like, God damn, bro. I was like the nervous. Somebody, I was sitting back chilling, but I saw some people was like, man, how could somebody say this about Jaydon Blue and the kid hasn't even stepped on the field yet, and he is which I understand, but I was like, wasn't just last year you was saying that Micah Parsons? All right, you know what? It ain't my business. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro. Kel, bro, it wasn't like this was 3 years ago. It was literally just last summer where I saw all these people, like 98% of Cowboys fans, some content creators, if you even want to call them that, Micah lazy. Micah ain't no leader. They just fell for some bullshit off a podcast. But then when it was Jaydon Blue, it was, oh, hell no. You are not going to disrespect our future Tony Dorsett. You can disrespect 13 sacks, 14 sacks, All-Pro. Disrespect the Lion. But our future Tony Dorsett, oh, no. We will not allow that to happen. I said, oh, goddamn. I said, well, damn. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy to me. But like I said, man, who am I? You know what I'm saying? But I was kind of sitting back like, damn, bro, y'all banging for Jaydon Blue, but last year y'all was shitting on Micah left and right. I remember I made a video counterpointing all those arguments, like, he doesn't help his young players. All right, here he is with Mozzie, right? Here he is hanging out with Sam Williams. Here he is with Chauncey Golston and Osa, Oh, well, he doesn't watch film. Well, here's Mike Zimmer saying he watches film, and he's the first one in, last one out, and that him and Trayvon Diggs started coming in together, watching film on their own, and everyone else. My dog, boss, tell me I'm lying, bro. Boss, tell me I'm lying that this time last year when somebody went on a show and said Micah was lazy, 95% of the fan base just went with it. But Jaydon Blue, oh, hell no. He hasn't even gotten the proper opportunity yet. Jaydon Blue, let's see what the kid can do first. Can we at least wait till we get to camp? Can we? I said, I be damn, man. He said, no lies, bro. No lies detected. I was just like, this what we doing now? But, hey, that Pickens Kool-Aid, that shoddy Kool-Aid, hey, I'm with it. I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? Because when a fifth-round pick gets the benefit of a doubt over Micah Parsons, something's changing. Maybe it's just the culture. You know what I'm saying? We have film proof. I remember I did that film session showing people how Micah doesn't tire down at the end of the season. They didn't care. I heard he was lazy and he wasn't a leader. All right, but with Jaydon Blue, whoa. That's impossible. Couldn't be. Yeah. All right, so I don't want to start no trouble as we gear for camp, but I just found that a little funny, all right? In other news, Donovan Ezekaraku has signed, which I think is a good thing. And me and Boss spoke about this on the phone. Like, what we have to understand, y'all, in this new era of these kids getting this NIL money, they all on video games and stuff, you can buy their jerseys. There's a little entitlement that comes along with these new age rookies. There's a little entitlement. I'm going to keep it a buck, right? Little entitlement. It's a damn gnat or a fly or whatever. Right. These little gnat flying around reminds me of some people on Twitter sometimes. It's like, bro, like, I just want to, you know, like, goddamn, you're bothering me. All right. But, so yeah, but with these new age NIL kids, there's a little entitlement. So we have to be careful, Cowboys Nation. God damn, bro. Got him. All right. There. Take the general approach. Right? With these new age kids, there's going to be some sense of entitlement, right? Because they're coming in with money, Lambos, Range Rovers, this and that, right? We have to be careful not to start filling in an ego that's already inflated. All right? We need some level setting, right? We need some level setting. So why am I saying that, right? As we gear up for camp, and yes, I'm going to talk about some guys to keep eyes on. Hey, bruh, let's not start inflating all these kids after 2 catches on Friends and Family Day. All right? When John Machota posts the highlight of the ooka-ooka-ooka-ookas, right? And Jaydon Blue spinning because he can't be taken down to the ground. Hey, hold on. I know you're excited. Football's back. You get to see our Dallas Cowboys again. And you see Jaydon Blue with the ooka-ooka-ookas. Let's whoa. Hey, let's whoa. So it's my dog DMV. My dog DMV in the building, man. Hey, boss, I'm trying to warn them. I'm trying to warn them because these camp clips, this will be, I guarantee it, snip this, bookmark this, do whatever you want. Screenshot it, screen record it. This will be the most overinflated, oversaturated camp clip, highlight porn Cowboys Nation has ever seen in their lives starting Monday. Oh, you're going to get it. Oh, you are going to get highlight smut all in your retinals starting Monday. I don't give a damn if George Pickens catches a route on air. You ain't going to know that. You ain't going to know that. You're going to see Dak drops back, hits George Pickens for the one-handed catch. Well, who was guarding him? It don't even matter, bro. It doesn't even matter. It's going to be a clip right there in front of your retinals. And y'all pupils going to get dilated. Y'all pupils going to get dilated and excited. Woo. You know what I'm saying? Be careful. I can only be responsible for CFO game, man. Y'all like my family. So I can only be responsible for y'all. What goes on in other churches and other communities, I cannot control that. But be careful. Don't go out there with your eyes wide open, because you are about to get, it's going to be crazy, y'all. Dog. DMV, them Milton clips, them Joe Milton clips are going to go crazy. You know what I'm saying? They are going to. Joe Milton throws, George Pickens catches, Jaydon Blue's runs, Tyler Guyton's little law, Tyler Booker, little laws, right? Dak throws, Dak interceptions. What else we can get? CD catches, Deron Bland interceptions. Like, we are going. Tuck. Jack Sanborn's smut is going to hit y'all timeline heavily. It's going to hit y'all timeline heavily. So 18 people dropped off. You speaking the truth. Yeah, I probably lost a few people. Like, I don't like this. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go out and cut the grass because Tuck is hating on my highlight smut. Hey, you can get the highlight smut if you want to, but I'm just trying to tell you, be all right. Oh, yeah. Donovan Zikaraku. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen, y'all. And y'all are going to get excited naturally. We are all going to get excited. Woo! You see that? Woo! Did you see? Shotty ran a motion, and then he ran another motion, and then he even tossed in another motion. Our offense is fixed. Cowboys Nation, CFO gang. Let me ask y'all this question. The Dallas Cowboys have a brand new coach, a brand new coaching staff across the board on both sides of the ball. Do y'all think that they really going to reveal their week one secrets that they're going to hit Philly with week one at Friends and Family Day? You think they're going to reveal any of that? You think? You think if they're going to use Deuce more as a wide receiver, they're going to reveal that at Friends and Family Day, First Responders Day, right, in front of the whole world? Nah. They're going to do them shits at closed practices and when they get back to Frisco, all right? So I know you're going to see a hell of a motion. Shotty might run 4 motions just for the hell of it, and Cowboys been like, oh, see, that's why we got him, right? He's doing a lot of motions, right? The installs will happen when we get back to Frisco. Hey, but Cowboys Nation going to act like they did that. Hey, woohoo. Oh, man, they've been using Deuce as a wide receiver. Yeah, I really think that week one, they're going to use Deuce as a wide receiver. Bro, you're not going to see Deuce as a wide receiver. That he's just filling spots out there. So we can watch movements, right? We can watch, okay, Israel McQuamu look fluid in his step back, or, CeeDee Lamb in his releases, or Dak Prescott in his accuracy. We can monitor those things, but the scheme things, yeah, bro, right, KDL? Mike McCarthy was doing motion at camp last year. Remember when Mike McCarthy was doing all the motion last year? Like, oh yeah, Mike McCarthy's doing a lot more motion. They asked him about it, right? He's doing the shit that we know y'all asking about because y'all all watching, but we're not about to do this in the thick of things. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, y'all. It's camp. You're excited. I'm excited. But as he would say, let's make sure that we're watching with a clear-eye view, right? Because if not, y'all going to set yourselves up for failure, and I don't want that to happen. We're going to sit back and analyze, and I promise you all, Boss probably going to do it. I know Lou going to do it. I know DMV going to do it. Vach, Okoye's back. All of us are going to do it. When we get the actual film, then we'll see, right? Then we'll see what's really going on with these players. But the camp stuff, it happens every year. I fall for it. I'm not immune to it. I've gotten hit. Y'all remember my dog, TJ Vasher, out of Texas Tech? I don't even think he's in the league anymore. I don't think so. But my dog, TJ Vasher, was out there in Oxnard dunking on people. Snag it. Y'all remember that one-hand snag he caught over Kelvin Joseph one hand? Oh, we got, whoa, it's Vasher time. It's Ain't seen him since, right? So I get it. Gonna be excited. Y'all remember last year? Tyler Guyton? Oh, he had that rep he had versus Micah, that one rep he had versus Micah Parsons last year in shorts. That thing was sent around the globe. Right, look at this rep versus Tyler Guyton and Micah Parsons. And everybody's like, we got one. Cowboys don't miss an offensive lineman in the first round. Told you, Tuck. We ain't got to wait. He's going to be an all-pro. We nailed it again. We did it again. We did it again. Now everybody's sitting back saying, man, I hope he can take a step forward at left tackle. Right? Kalen Carson's seatbelt out there in Oxnard. Strapping up. We didn't see it. They sold Vasher as a fake Plaxico, bro. They got me. I like TJ Vasher coming out of Texas Tech. You know what I'm saying? And he was out there highlighting. Man, I told everybody Vasher wasn't it. 6'6" and undrafted. Hey, but he was balling at Oxnard, DMV. And here's how crazy. Y'all want to know the craziest Oxnard story before we pivot, right? The craziest Oxnard story that got me, it was actually the opposite. I remember the last time I was in camp, it's when we first brought in Brandon Aubrey, and I forgot the other guy that we had. But remember, there was a competition between Brandon Aubrey and some other guy, right? Bro, Brandon Aubrey at camp was out there shanking shit left and right. I think I did a show with Boss. I was like, bro, I caught so many souvenirs from Brandon Aubrey because I was right under the goalpost when I was at camp that year. Brandon Aubrey was like going like 4 for like 9, you know what I'm saying, and chip shots and shit. And I was like, hey, man, we might have a kicking problem. It was the opposite. Brandon Aubrey got under them lights and said, don't worry about that shit, Tuck. I got it. I got it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to get y'all to kind of hold off and tamper your expectations just a little bit. You can be excited. You can be a fan, but there's going to be a lot of people that's going to be selling y'all opioids, bro. It's going to be, the block's going to be flooded of opioids starting Monday. Pills, what you need, I got it. I know Pusha, man. You know what I'm saying? So just be cautious. All right. So before we pivot, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Salute to all of the members out there, man, who got the Shiesty mask out there. You know what I'm saying? Shiesty gang. You got the Shiesty gang out there. Also got the Shotty gang out there. You know what I'm saying? So salute to everybody, all the members out there. If you want to become a member, go ahead and sign up, man. You get discounts. You get emojis. And you get special gifts from me to you for being official CFO gang. Merch store be up sold. It's been so. This the re-up. Oh, they gonna flood the block. They gonna flood the block, man. You know what I'm saying? And some of these people, they don't give a damn who they selling these opioids to. They'll sell it to their own mothers. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about posting up, boss. I'm thinking about posting up and selling me a little opioid shop on Facebook because, well, they be buying. Them fiends be buying. Them Cowboys fiends on Facebook, they be buying. They be buying. My dude, Ernie, and Ernie's just like a troll. And it's so crazy because I've talked to Ernie when he first got started. Ernie is just a Cowboys fan who likes to just post shit on Twitter. He's not a content creator. He doesn't take himself serious. He just says random shit. Bro, on Facebook, there was so many people that thought that story about Dak Prescott getting out of church and bailing Kevontae Turpin out for $1,500 was true. They thought that was true. That Dak left church on a Sunday because Kevontae Turpin was in jail, and you say, you know what? I'll pay your If Kevontae Turpin can't pay $1,500 to get out of jail, you shouldn't be playing football right now, dog. You got other problems. You know what I'm saying? But they thought it was true. That video And I saw Facebook posts doing millions of that with Ernie's tweet of what Dak did and how honorable Dak was. And I'm like, bro, Dak is not even in the U.S. right now. I think he's out of the country right now, bro. He's not even. Zach Martin, our new offensive line coach. I saw a Facebook post that did 2 million views that Zach Martin was our new offensive line coach. People all in the comments, oh, this is great. I'm glad that Zach is back. He's going to get our offensive line. I'm like, bro, this is a trap over here. It's a trap spot. It's a trap spot over here. And they be making money off of that, bro. Because one of my friends showed me how much he made. I said, sometimes I hate being the honorable Cowboys content creator who got morals and shit, because I could really hustle the game and really cook and cash out. But I just love y'all too much. I love the fan base too much, and I love the team too much. I can't do that. But, dog, it'd be so enticing. The trap is booming on Facebook. The trap is booming on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to start a rumor that Sean Lee coming back to coach. That shit will hit on Facebook. It'll hit on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? It will hit on Facebook. That shit will crack. All right. So here's a few names of some guys that we're going to talk about that I'm probably going to keep my eye on. Probably some UDFAs. You're probably familiar with it, but this is for the people who are probably not. And then we're going to turn the phone lines on here in a second. Bro, $1,200 for lies, one video. I'm telling you, boss. I'm telling you. Hey, boss. Hey. Hey, I know how to use AI, you know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, they love it, you know what I'm saying? No, I can't do that. I just feel dirty doing that shit where I'm just spreading rumors for the hell of it. Cause like that Jaydon Blue shit, I could have went crazy on it. I could have went crazy on that Jaydon Blue if I really wanted to, but I'm not going to do that to that kid for the sake of my game. But there are some crooks out here. They don't give a damn about anybody. They'll go out there and sell you. All right, so focal point, wide receiver position outside of Diggs. I'm sorry, not Diggs. CD and Pickens, and I'll probably say Turpin. It's going to be an interesting conversation. And I got these cheeseburgers, facts. You know what I'm saying? You guys are Cowboys content. Also, like, hey, dog. Hey, you know what I'm saying? But outside of those three, it's going to be a fun competition to watch. We still have Jonathan Mingo. We still have Jalen Brooks. We still have Jalen Tolbert. We brought in Paris Campbell. But there's a name, though. Even though this kid is a long shot, because I showed y'all how much they paid him. It was damn near pennies, right? Trayshawn Holden is going to be fun to watch at camp, y'all. Trayshawn Holden is going to be a guy that if he gets his opportunity, he might lock on something and not let go, right? Because he definitely has it. Plus, he has Junior Adams, right? All Big Ten player, had 718 yards, 6'5", 205 pounds, can play strong. He can go up and get the ball, plays with that tenacity. He could be a guy that if he can cut through, we should definitely keep our eyes on. Now, he has a long mountain to climb. Like if you're playing Mortal Kombat, so it's a Mortal Kombat 2 trailer, right? Look at the tower. He at the bottom of that wide receiver tower. And he got to start off cutting off, you know what I'm saying, the Mingos, the Paris Campbells. Like he has to kind of go up that mountain. But when I tell you guys this, he has it. I mean, he has it. He definitely has it. But it's going to be interesting to see, can he win that battle? But he already has a guy in-house that he's connected with. So Trayshawn Holden, wide receiver out of Oregon, definitely should keep your eyes on him. Let's see here. CFO, are you saying we did not move the needle for this season? Depends on needle, like how far of a needle move. I mean, we moved the needle, but it's not off the Richter scale or anything like that. You know, the Pickens thing, I'll say this, right? And this is when people might get mad at me and people might fall off, right? The Pickens trade stopped us from being punched on by the Giants. Like, that's what the Pickens trade, it stopped us from being bottom of the barrel. You know what I'm saying? Because if we didn't have Pickens, y'all, I'd be like, that's 7.5, that Vegas set total. I don't know, right? So we're not going to be trash now. We are going to probably be in the 10-win range, 11, right? Range, right? So that's pretty much where we was prior to injury. So I'm not sure if you really want to count that as far as a needle move. Do I feel like we're going to go from the 12-5, 12-5, 12-5 fully healthy to being 14 or 15 wins? Nah, unless Shoddy is coaching Jesus or Messiah, or Dak Prescott plays at an undeniable MVP level. I don't see that happen. I feel like we'll probably be right around 10, maybe 11 if Shoddy gets hot. And I feel like that's kind of the ceiling for the Cowboys. So I'm not sure how much of a needle move that is for you. Another player that we should watch, right? Because I know we've been having this conversation a lot, right? Like, bring Gilly back and Sutavoch. We had him on the other day, right? I don't think Gilly's going to be brought back. I know there's question marks at the cornerback position. But Zion Childress, cornerback out of Kentucky, watch him, right? Zion Childress, cornerback out of Kentucky, watch him. Oh, why, Tuck? Why? Watch, right? Because where did he start? A lot of his games, he played in the inside nickel position. So he is that inside slot corner. He plays with physicality. He plays with toughness. He kind of has that Jordan Lewis type elk about him, you know? So Zion Childress, cornerback out of Kentucky, should be a guy we can keep our eyes on and see, is his name consistently popping up? And then once we get to the preseason games, because here's the thing, right? Casual Cowboys fans, or just casual NFL fans, I don't want to look like harping on Cowboys fans, right? Casual NFL fans, oh, the starters are not playing. It's boring. Oh, Dak needs to play. I want to see CD. So they're really not in the preseason. But people like Steve, people like Slim, people like DMV, people like Boss, people like Lou, people like Vaj, people like Rome, people like us, preseason, I am locked in. I'm actually locked in more preseason than I am NFL season, because preseason I can see all my rookies play too. You know what I'm saying? So preseason, there is a lot of opportunity and players to watch. And here's also why I keep a strong eye on preseason, me personally, because I want to see, all right, who was this dog over here at Indianapolis they can cut that we can possibly pick up off of waivers. So I'm watching other people's stuff in preseason too. So I love preseason football. So Zion Childress is a guy, like I said, because we kind of need that nickel. Whether DeRon Bland's going to kick inside or outside, we'll have to see how that kind of unfolds. But he's a guy that kind of has that Jordan Lewis type mold that we should definitely keep our eye on. All right, Zion Childress. So Trayshawn Holden, Zion Childress, right? Another one, right? This is a guy that if I say, yo, Tuck, who should I circle that's probably going to cut through if he has a decent camp? Elijah Clark, safety out of Syracuse. Yeah, Elijah Clark, safety out of Syracuse. You guys know I talked about him during the draft. 3-year starter at Syracuse, over 180-something tackles, 9.5 sacks. MVP of the Syracuse Bowl, can play anywhere in the secondary, can cover very well. He was the highest paid undrafted free agent, got the most guaranteed, so that's also a put a star by his name. But Elijah Clark, if I can say circle a guy, circle him, right? Circle him, because he can play safety, but he also can play a little coverage as corner as well. So he kind of gives you that hybrid mold, and he played well for Syracuse. I remember watching him because you guys know I like the Rondo Godson and the Kyle McCord, like all those guys they had, you know, at Syracuse, right? So yeah, Elijah Clark out of Syracuse is definitely one of those names. And then the next one, Vach kind of spoke about him, so I'm gonna piggyback off of what Vach said yesterday. Fairweather, right? Fairweather out of Auburn, tight end. He's a guy that can give you that different gear that we don't have. Jake Ferguson will probably be a lock. Spanford will probably be a lock. I've seen Schoonmaker's name kind of mentioned a lot in just trade talk, but I don't know what his value would actually be. You know what I'm saying? Like, what could you get in return for Schoonmaker? Probably not much, right? So I think that you'll probably have Jake Ferguson, Brevin Spann as tight end 2, but I think Fairweather possibly could beat out Schoonmaker, right? He had 3 seasons at FIU. One of the leading catchers at Auburn. He is a guy that is that dynamic tight end that's kind of geary, right? You need guys that can kind of have a gear, and also he can go get it as well. So I would probably put Rivaldo Fairweather as another guy, an undrafted guy that you guys should keep an eye on, because you'll probably hear their name buzzing in camp. And then once we get to preseason, keep an eye on it. Yeah, Trayshawn Holden's coming for it. He is, right? He is. I think he is, right? He has an opportunity. And here's what people got to understand, right? Even if Trayshawn Holden doesn't work out for us, okay, he's also putting film for other teams out on the market. And I think this year, I don't want to slight him, right? I don't think, right? So I did like Trey Lance, and I'm excited to see Trey Lance in for the Chargers, right? But I think this year we'll be able to scout our wide receivers in preseason better, because I feel like Joe Milton's a much more developed quarterback and got real Greer flashing Super Bowl rings, right? So if Dak does not play in the preseason, which he probably won't because we some scary-ass punks, all right, Joe Milton will be able to probably feed these wide receivers a little bit better than Trey Lance, and then also Will Greer, right? So you'll get some good, solid preseason reps from the depth guys when it comes to wide receiver position. The problem is there's just so many, y'all. There is just so many. There's just so many, because Ryan Flonery, Jalen Brooks, Mingo, Campbell. I'm even going to probably toss Tolbert in there, kind of, but I think Tolbert's safe because him and Shotty like this. You also have Josh Kelly out of Texas Tech, who's a phenomenal special teams guy, so he can probably cut through. So that wide receiver battle is going to be tough. And someone's going to get the opportunity where you sit back and say, we got to keep them, right? We got to keep them because they're going to put too much on film for the Cowboys to really let go, right? Y'all remember that last game where it was with Hunter Luepke and Mike McCarthy in the preseason game just let Hunter Luepke go crazy? We kind of knew, all right, bro, he's going to make it because he put out way too much film on this kid to try to sneak him back through waivers, right? Sneak him back through waivers. But I think another guy that we'll probably watch, but he's not under the radar because everyone's talking about him. I'm kind of interested in see, are you guys right on this Phil Maffa shit? I really want to see if you guys are right? I think he's a good back. I don't see the greatness that you guys see, to be honest. We're transparent. But I'm going to sit back and see. I'm going to let y'all drive on this one when it comes to the Phil Maffa thing, right? So we'll definitely get the Phil Maffa film. Yeah, the running back room, that's going to be interesting because you got Phil Maffa, Jaydon Blue, Deuce, right? Will they do Javonte and Miles in preseason? I don't know. Probably not. They should, but they probably not, right? But the others, the Deuce, the Jaydons, the Phil Maffas, that's going to be a conversation. And I'll tell you guys right now, I see the conversations. Deuce Vaughn ain't going out like no punk, dog. I think some people got Deuce messed up. I saw when he did the show with Kay Adams, a lot of people like, oh, Deuce ain't going to be here. Deuce ain't going to make it. Deuce going to get cut. Deuce. A lot of y'all got Deuce messed up, dog. A lot of y'all got Deuce messed up. He ain't going out like no punk for this job. So he gonna put up a fight. So whoever gets it, they gonna have to take it from him. They gonna have to take it from him because I've been saying this. I know Lou has said it. Boss has said it. There is zero. I don't care who they are. I don't care what they've done in their career or who they wrote for or who they analyze. There is no one that can convince me that Jaydon Blue or Phil Maffa had better college film than Deuce Vaughn. Nobody, baby. Nobody can convince me that Phil Maffa and Jaydon Blue had better film out of college than Deuce Vaughn. Yep, Chris. And he got a sponsor with Conor Riley. He also has Cooper Beebe. You know what I'm saying? Deuce Vaughn showed up versus Bama. Deuce Vaughn showed up in those big moments. Jaydon really show up except the Clemson game, y'all. That Arizona State, that triple overtime game when we were all going crazy and Cam Scatterbo and Matthew Golden, Jaydon Blue wasn't there, dog. He wasn't there. Cam Scatterbo was putting on a show. Matthew Golden was putting on a show. Jaydon Blue was nowhere to be found. So in them big games, and I question anybody to name another offensive threat that Kansas State had that year when they won the Big 12 and they beat TCU. I was there, right? You can't name another offensive weapon they had at Kansas State. Deuce was the weapon. Deuce was the weapon. That's it. Who was Kansas State offensive weapon? Because Kansas State is like my Eagles and my Jayhawks, right? You know what I'm saying? When KU and K-State play, it's a big-ass rivalry. So I'm very familiar with K-State, right? You know, DJ Giddens on so I'm very familiar with K-State. When they beat TCU at the Big 12, I covered that game like when they had, Will Howard was the quarterback, right? But Deuce was that weapon, right? When you talk about Texas, Jaydon Blue, he had a part of it, but he wasn't that guy. So I'm trying to tell y'all, hey, don't be counting Deuce out. I see a lot of people, Deuce getting cut. Where Deuce gonna play? Deuce ain't gonna make it. Deuce is gone. Bye, Deuce. Get rid of him. Deuce. All right. Okay. Think Deuce is soft if you want to. Think Deuce is soft if you want to. Let Deuce go out there in preseason, and he's RB1 in preseason, and he kind of gets those early starter reps behind a good offensive line before they swap things out. He gonna show out. He gonna show out. Yeah, Lou. Every down was Deuce. Every down was Deuce, and he did that versus Bama. All right, y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Go ahead and like the content, share the content. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. CFO Sports, we're trying to push for 20,000. I'm getting ready to turn the phone lines on so you guys can give me a call at, I need to fix this phone call screen. I don't like it, but I said I haven't had time to fix it. I don't like this shit. But just call me. 530-399-4100. Access code 506-9493. Pound. Give me a call. We'll talk for a little bit before I get to fight night. You know, I hate that. Well, I don't want to say I hate, right? Because they got a good Pacquiao fight tonight. Tim Tszyu versus Sebastian Fundora. That was the very first fight that PBC allowed me to cover in boxing. So they get the rematch tonight. You got some UFC stuff. You got Usyk fighting heavyweight stuff. So it's some good boxing about to go down. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I love boxing. I'm about to get out there and chill. I hopped off the grill a second ago. I can grill my steaks and everything. So I'm ready to go. But go ahead and give me a call, 530-399-4100. Access code 506-9493 and press pound. Talk to y'all for a little bit. Yeah, boss, the old toy, right? Like, it's like that like Toy Story meme, right? I don't want to play with you no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to play with you no more. That's how Cowboys fans do. They get a new toy, and it's just, I don't want to play with Deuce no more. 2 years ago, Deuce was the last time I was at camp. So that was Deuce's rookie year, right? Boss, when I tell you there was a line wrapped around camp to get signatures from Deuce, and he signed every last one of them, it was Deuce Mania camp. Now it's, I don't want to play with you anymore. Pure. Pure. Play the Lecrae video intro. That's not Lecrae, man. That's my dog XV, man. On that track. It's not Lecrae. But salute to Lecrae. I like Lecrae as well. About to pull some fish out the freezer from the trip. You went and caught something, man. That's what's up, man. Cooking fish just takes too long for me. You know what I'm saying? So see here, I got clown. My dog Angry in the building said I got clowned in my comments for bigging up Deuce. They gonna see. See, here's the fun part, right? All those opioids y'all been swallowing all off season. It's reality time now, baby. It's reality time now. It's reality time. You're gonna be able to see it now. You know what I'm saying? With the OTA stuff, it was kind of hidden. You know, you couldn't see much. You know, we kind of had to kind of go word off of other people's word. No. Now, even though I will not be at camp, trust me, y'all, I will have access to everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have access. I need some connectors, right? So I'll still have access. So I'll be able to see it with my own two eyes, all right? So all that hype and all that and that Tony Dorsett-ish and, oh, we got Emmitt Smith, you know. Oh, but Tuck, think about Terrell Davis. What round was he drafted in, right? Or, you know, reality time kicking in, fam. It's prove it. It's prove it. It's prove it. It's prove it. Oh, let me do this real quick. Let's see here.
All participants are on hold.
All right. Bang, bang, bang. All right. Yo, caller, state your name. Where you from?
Hey, this is Juan Cooper. I'm from the Bay Area.
Hey, what's going on with you, dog? How you feeling?
And I'm feeling really, really good. I'm excited. I'm the same as you. The last time I was at camp was a couple years ago. Actually, I met you there. But I'll be at camp in 2 weeks. I'm going for the scrimmage game against the Rams.
Okay, so you know what date that is, because they were asking in the chat. I know what day that is.
Day of the scrimmage is that Tuesday. So second, third, fourth, the 6th, I believe.
Okay, all right, the 6th. All right, so that's the scrimmage day, y'all, because I didn't know the actual day because I didn't have it pulled up. So cool,
yeah,
cool, man.
That's the scrimmage day.
All right, dog. So how you feeling as you gear up for the season?
Yeah, I'm good. I feel really confident. I'm glad that there's a bunch of changes. One of the things that, we had so much, I've used Vach's words, redundancy, with going from Garrett to, to Moore to I just felt like we were dealing with a lot of the same things over and over and over again, especially offensively and defensively. And so I feel like we've made a lot of changes. We got a lot younger. We got some different ideas in there, which I just wanted to see for better or for worse. But what I'm really excited about is the line of scrimmage. I think that we're going to make some noise at the line of scrimmage. I love the offensive line. I feel like we'll be okay on the D-line. What I'm concerned about and what I wanted to ask you about is when I really look at the whole thing, I think I got less of a question mark about Shotty and kind of more of a question mark about Eberflus. And it's really because I know Eberflus is a Marinelli disciple. I know Eberflus has been around in this league for a little bit. I don't think Eberflus is surprising anybody. I don't know if he's made any changes or adjustments, but he's the one I worry about the most in terms of what kind of impact he's going to have with our defense. I'm hoping you got some insight that make me feel better about that.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, when you ask, about both sides of the ball, I think a lot of Cowboys fans, insiders, media people, self-included, the question mark is with our defensive side of the ball, because even though we lost some guys, we lost some quality guys, and we're in our third change in 3 years. But I will say this when it comes to Eberflus. You know, the thing that I think he'll be very Dan Quinn-ish, right? It's going to feel very Dan Quinn because Dan Quinn, we all know, you know, lost the role that he had in Atlanta. And then when he got to just focus on the defense, okay, things kind of changed the corner. Now, here is my concern when it comes to Eberflus. This is to be fully transparent, Cowboys Nation. It's not really the scheme because this scheme is very simple. Rush 4, drop 7, rock his safeties, whether it's a cover 3 look or kind of a cover 2 look and then rock to cover 3. It's very bare bones. It's going to feel like Dan Quinn. But the thing that if you look across at what's going on and you've been watching the tea leaves when it comes to the Cowboys players, you haven't really heard them speak much about Eberflus. You see what I'm saying? You've heard, oh man, we love playing for Shotty. Oh, Michael, oh, Shotty's my dog, and Sam Williams, and Shotty's one of us, and whoa. Okay, I get that. But y'all coaches, you know what I'm saying? Y'all coaches Matt Eberflus. Y'all coaches Whitecott. And like, how do you feel about that? And you just haven't seen a lot of those players speak highly about the defensive side of the ball coaches. It's just been shoddy. So, you know, I know that in Chicago, there was kind of a rift when it came to Eberflus and his kind of approach because he's kind of old school, you know, Rod Marinelli, just very blue collarish, but he's a linebacker guy. He's a technician. So it's going to probably be hard where it's going to be the opposite. Because y'all remember, it used to be you had Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore, who's kind of old, stale, you know, very kind of stern and boring on the offensive side of the ball. And then you had Dan Quinn and, you know, you had Al Harris. Like, so that's where the hype is. So it feels like now it's going to be on the offensive side of the ball where they're going to be fun, jumping around and Pickens and CD dancing and stuff. And then it's going to be like, all right, kind of vanilla on the defensive side of the ball. So it's going to be interesting to kind of see how does Eberflus mesh with these players and the type of energy that he has surrounding them. So I think from a scheme and system standpoint, we'll be perfectly fine, but it's just that energy and that belief and that trust is what I'm going to be watching when it comes to Matt Eberflus.
I agree, brother. I agree.
Yeah, so it'll be fun, man. We'll be fun. Well, hey, man, we're going to be leaning on you, you know what I'm saying, to watch some Jarrett verse matchups and them Braden Fisk matchups and all that fun stuff and that scrimmage, you know, as they gear up for the preseason and the season, because I think that's going to be another fun battle as they go up against the Rams. And because even last year there was some battles. So, you know, that's always fun. It's a scrimmage and live action, but of course the quarterbacks can't be touched. But it's always going to be kind of fun to, you know, see them get a little chippy, you know what I'm saying? Let's see if Shotty gonna let him fight a little bit. It's gonna be like Mike McCarthy and try to reel everybody, you know what I'm saying? So
for sure.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm subscribed. I just subscribed today, so I'll be tapping back in with you. You know, after I see what I see at training camp. So I appreciate you, brother.
All right,
love
bro.
the work you're doing.
Appreciate you, man. Have a good time at camp, man. Enjoy. Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys.
It says Shiesty and Black Air Forces, ones and Jerry's will be funniest I ever seen. Contemplating going to Chiefs game to see it myself. I mean, it'd be fun. It would be fun to see the Shiesties and Black Air Forces, and you know they come out to NBA YoungBoy or something like that instead of Thunderstruck. But they ain't not going to change that. I don't care who's the head coach. They ain't never going to change that. They're never going to change the brand of the Dallas Cowboys. They just love it. Like, as season ticket holders, right, they don't give us much. They just send us an email that I now have tickets, and if anybody wants to go to this shit, if you're in Dallas and you want to go to it, I'll be more than happy to give it to you, where we can go see the premiere of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders Netflix series or something and watch with the cheerleaders or something like that. I'm like, bro, no disrespect to the cheerleaders and all. They work hard, right? But that's what you give me as a season ticket holder, bro. Like, couldn't be a meet and greet. Couldn't be a, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh. So any of y'all want to go to the premiere of the Netflix series for the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader and watch it at AT&T Stadium with the cheerleaders, let me know. I'll be more than happy to send those tickets your way because I ain't using them. You know what I'm saying? He said, yeah, that ain't happening. That ain't happening. That ain't happening at all. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. We're kind of stuck like that. You know what I'm saying? So, don't nobody care about that. That's what I'm saying, bro. Why you give me that? Like that. So you, like my dog Mike Tag was saying, ticket prices and everything is increased almost 25 to 30%. and that's my return. That's what I get to go watch Netflix with the cheerleaders. You know what I'm saying? Which, I mean, there's some cheerleaders I wouldn't whine. Let me chill. You know what I'm saying? Let me chill. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get no whooping on the weekend from the wifey. But I'm going to say, there's some cheerleaders, fellas. If you're single, I wouldn't mind Netflix and chilling with. But, hey, though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. We get them perks. I think last year we got a what did we get? We got like an NFT or some shit like that. Like we got a Dallas Cowboys NFT because they signed the thing with who was it? With Coinbase or whatever. So yeah, we got Dallas Cowboys NFTs. Thanks. Woo. What I've always wanted, a Dallas Cowboy NFT. Now, 2 years ago, Jerry did send us a gift bag, and it was like a, Cowboys club, and it was like I got a polo, I got like a little pullover, got a hat, a backpack. I got 3 backpacks, you know what I'm saying? So I got some stuff like that, but you know what I'm saying? But Jerry don't really take care of us, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's some out there. You know what I'm saying? For y'all fellas, not for me. I'm gonna go Netflix and chill here a little bit later with the wife. I'm saying for y'all, if you're in that sort of thing, I got the tickets for you, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. Yo, caller, state your name. Where you from?
CFO, how you doing? This is the Lunatic. We're from South Texas, deep in Cowboys country.
Hey, my dog, man. How you been, bro? How's things going? Can you hear me? Did we lose him? Yo.
CFO, can you hear me now?
I can hear you, my guy. How you been, man? How you been?
Hey, getting my ingredients ready because I didn't like the process, the head coach hiring process. But hey, you don't hire your buddies. You hire offensive-minded coaches, defensive coordinators who know what they're talking about. So, hey, I'm getting my ingredients ready, but let's see. Right. You're still doing the same goddamn thing with the contracts. What the hell?
Yeah.
You need to push that a little bit, like I said. We know what our weaknesses are. We got questions at DT with Mozzie. Hey, get it back up in here. Challenge him. If not, cut strings. You made a mistake. It happens.
Right.
We got corners. Where's Gilly? Just like last year, somebody's going to outbid us. Hire, sign him. Say, hey, don't worry. You don't have to do anything for 3 weeks of camp. Just conditioning. Don't worry. We know you can do it. Why are we waiting around? It's going to be, as Jerry said, we know he didn't go all in. It was a lame duck season last season. Well, what the hell? Are you just happy hanging around the rim?
Yeah. That's
the mentality of people who can't get fired. Howie Roseman can get fired. He's goddamn wheeling and dealing. The Commander's GM can get fired. He's wheeling and dealing. He's saying, hey, where are you? Can you help me? Screw the money. Get over here.
Yep. Yeah.
That's what I need my front office to see. So hopefully no injuries in training camp. Let's see how it turns out. But we know there's things that you can do right now that makes the season look better for us. Why aren't they doing it? Why are they not doing it? Again, we can extend Micah. We can extend 73. The price just got higher, but we can still do it. Let's do it and get free up some money, and then let's wheel and deal.
Yeah, man. And it's just like, man, the problem with it is, the Lunatic, why do we have to wait until it gets bad before it's like, oh, now we need to go get a defensive tackle? So we have to get ran on by Saquon Barkley or DeAndre Swift or whoever for it to get bad, for us to finally go get a defensive tackle where we can clearly sit back and say, let's get it now. That way it won't cost us games. But the Cowboys always just have this reactive mindset where it has to blow up first, then we'll fix it, versus fixing the problem before it blows up. And we can all see the void. We can all see the void, whether you're a football person or not. You can just sit back and say, okay, they don't have that many defensive tackles to stop the run. Like, how are they going to do that? And they just are saying, hey, we'll sit back and see, and maybe they'll get some guys who get cut. But here's the problem with the way they go about it. they'll bring in people once we get back to Frisco. That's kind of like, then they miss a lot of the camp. And so they're really not, in tune to what's going on. And it might take them 3 to 4 weeks to really get back in gear. But it's just the Cowboys way, bro. And I don't know. I've tried, man. I mean, bro, you've been following me since I very first started this channel. I've been trying to fix this front office. It's just, if seeing Philadelphia actually do what you said you was going to do last year and actually be a man of their word and went all in and won a Super Bowl and just had the ring ceremony today, if that doesn't motivate you to be better, I don't think nothing will when it comes to this free offense, y'all. I'm just keeping it real.
True, and I've got to give props to you. You have been saying bangers. They have been bangers. If you haven't listened to the last couple of shows, go back and make time to listen to them because, again, great coverage. But I feel like, yeah, we as content creators and Cowboys Nation followers, we are seeing the problems. Why is our front office not also seeing and going to our coaches, hey, throw something up against the wall. What do you think will help us that we can do right now? Mm-hmm. And actually do it. It's that mentality where, nah, don't worry, we're fine. We're hanging around the rim again because people can't get fired in that front office. Yep. But yeah, you've come up with things. You've given us solutions. And we're like, hey, that's doable. Why aren't they doing it? Mm-hmm. And you've said it before. They have a reactionary mindset. They see something. They get punched in the mouth before. Hey, you know what? Mm-hmm. Maybe we need to get something else so we don't get punched in the mouth again. Mm-hmm. That kind of mentality is not what you need.
Yep.
There's 31 other teams trying to get to where we want to get to. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them are giving up their firstborn child to get there.
Yeah.
We're just content to, hey, we got a good season. We're good with that. Nah. That mentality has got to go.
And what's the scariest part about that? The scariest part about that is no longer just our front office. There's a lot of fans that are just content with just being okay now. And that
yeah, they're just riding the wave. They're
just riding the wave.
It's just too hard to invest more than that. They're like, I'll just watch a game here and there.
Right. Yeah.
But if you want to invest time, if you want to educate yourself, that's where I'm sorry, I got other stuff to do.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They just want to kind of win a few games here and there, maybe beat Philly here and there, split with Washington, maybe get the Chiefs on Thanksgiving and kind of just go about our merry way. But for us who are watching this show on Saturday and call in and in our real space that really love this team, we want a championship, man. We want a championship. There is no excuse for us not to be competing. Like I said, the thing was, because I was at that Super Bowl, y'all. I didn't go to the actual game because I left early, but I was down there in New Orleans, and to see those Eagles fans gloat and kind of walk around New Orleans on Bourbon Street, and not only gloat, they were confident. They knew they were going to beat Kansas City because of the roster that they built. They were extremely confident. It hurt me to my soul knowing we're not there yet. Like we're not there, and I don't know how we can get this front office to want to get us there. Maybe I should have drugged Jerry and Steven out on Bourbon Street. I'm like, look at this, like look at all this. Like it was green everywhere, and they were just confident. Like, yeah, we got Kansas City. I'm not worried at all. Why? Because you got Saquon Barkley back there now. It changes a lot.
And that mentality, again, go and see, hey, it used to be 3 teams that had not gone to the NFC Championship games. It was us after 1995. It was us, Detroit, and Washington. Well, guess what? Mm-hmm. 2 of those 3 are now off that list. Now it's just us. What are you going to do, Jerry? Mm-hmm. What are you going to – is this just, well, yeah, well, we're number 1 in revenue and stuff like that. Big effing deal.
Right.
Prove it on the field. Make those moves that we see as like, hey, you know what? F it. Mm-hmm. Make that move. We'll deal with the consequences later after we win something.
Yeah. If the Dallas Cowboys went all in and won a Super Bowl and had to blow it up, like, dang, man, we lost, I don't know, Micah, and we lost Trayvon, I'm okay with that. Like, I love those guys. 7-11's my guys. But if we went all in and won a Super Bowl and we had to blow it up and lose a few players here and there, I would be okay with that. But here's the crazy part, bro. You don't have to do it. Philly is literally giving you the formula. And I've kind of talked about this in other shows. I've seen what they're doing with these voided years and moving money down the road. You can still go all in, but be strategic with the contracts if you do it early and still compete for championship after championship without having to blow it up early. And even if you do, look at the Rams did. They blew it all up and got right back to being more contenders or just as good as us as far as playoff contention, and they're not missing a beat with it. So,
crazy. Okay, that's why it's frustrating with this front office. But a question I want to ask: look, we know our cornerback situation. Mm-hmm. We know it's going to be Bland. We know it's going to be Elam. But on the opposite side, say it's Carson or Izzy. Give me those. Who plays the slot in that? Because a lot. I mean, can you ask Bland saying, "Hey, take a hit for the first couple of games because that's where you're going to help our team,"
yeah.
Or how would you line them up? I'm thinking, Bland on the slot if that's how it helps us because
right,
help us win.
Yeah, I 1,000% agree. I think that I know it's a contract year for Bland, but he has to help it because I don't think there's no one else that's a simple plug and play, right? You could put Kalen Carson there, but I still don't trust him yet. And I mentioned, Zion Childress out of Kentucky that we brought in, but he's a UDFA, right? So I don't want to put that on him. To make things as seamless as possible, it would be Kyer Elam on the boundary, Deron Bland on the inside, and if Kalen Carson, Izzy battle it, or whoever battles it out, or Siobhan Rebel comes back and battles it out and wins that, they'll be on the outside. But I think just to make things easier, you would have to put Deron back on the inside. It just makes it easier from a personnel standpoint.
Those are some of the things that I hope to listen in on the training camp. Some of those battles, because again, it's one in the trenches. I like our O-line. I like that draft pick. I said if we're gonna go, make our O-line go ahead and make that comfortable. And I like what Shoddy and Clayton Adams are saying, physicality. And those three monsters in the middle, they're gonna impose their will on some defensive lines. So hopefully that. And I also, the more I hear Clayton Adams saying, look, if my player isn't good at this, I'm not going to ask him to do it. I'll find another way to help him. That mentality I like because it's not putting a square hole in a round hole in a square peg.
Right.
That is frustrating.
Right.
Where you heard last year, it was like, well, this is just how you do it. We'll teach them. When this is how you do it, we'll teach it. And they didn't improve. They didn't grow. This is where they can go ahead and adjust now that defensive line, though, because as you said, defenses might say, hey, you know what? I'm going to take Pickens and Lamb away, and I'm going to dare you to run.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
Now, where on the defensive side is like, you know what? I'm going to test your run defense because I think we can run on you. Because Mozzie hasn't proven it yet or is not proving it enough to where I can respect that.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll just open up the bag from that.
Yep.
Just like in the big games.
Yep. I 1,000% guarantee the number one thing Philly's going to do opening night is your run defense still soft. And you better stop them early because they're going to go right to it. And let's say they get, 4 yards on the run with Saquon, and then they get 3 yards, and then a first down. And they figure that out. We're going to run it. And as soon as you start to load the box to stop that, they're going to air out these corners, and they're going to find someone to pick on and be like, oh, who's this? Kalen Carson? Yeah, we're going to go at him. So it's just like, why not patch that up before we get there? But I guess we'll have to sit back and see how it all unfolds. But my guy, man, thanks for calling in. Like I said, thanks for your support. The Lunatics, man, he's been one of my day one since hell. I mean, I probably had 2 subscribers, man, so I deeply appreciate your support, man. And thanks for everything that you do in this community. And no matter what, it is, bro. It's still go Cowboys, and we're going to figure this thing out together. That's right. Congratulations. People see your hard work, the effort you put into it. That's why the subscribers are growing, because we are hungry for this content, and you provide great content. Support Cowboys Nation, support the YouTube Cowboys creators, because this is now it's starting to gear up. You can feel it. You can feel it in the air, as they say. We're days away from training camp. Now we get to talk. Yeah. Those filthy fans can talk all they want. We're gonna talk back. Don't worry, we're gonna talk now. We want it on the field, so we can back it up. Exactly. That's what we're looking for now. Exactly. 1,000%. I've been trying to tell Cowboys fans that, but then of course they don't want to listen to me. I'm like, hey, right now Philly's on top. We can't deny it. They just have the Super Bowl ring ceremony. All that stuff is fun. If you want to get back to Philly and get back at these fans, y'all, we have to do it week 1. And in order to do it week 1, we still got some work to do as far as building this roster, right? So don't get comfortable. I know the highlights are going to be all fun to watch. So let's stay active and vocal. Say, no, we need some defensive tackles. We need some corners, and try to load this team up to get them ready for week 1. And if we punch Philly in the mouth, that is how we get our revenge. And now we can start to speak back up. But right now, we can't say nothing. I see people trying, and I really ain't got much to say. Like, hey, you're the Super Bowl champs, you know? So, but we're going to have to get back and really do our work. But let's earn it on the field. Social media, Twitter, all that fun stuff is cool. But it's time for the Dallas Cowboys to show up, improve on the field. And this is the time to do it.
You got it. Right, Jay Tuck. So, Cowboys Nation, support the YouTube Cowboys creators, and always go Cowboys. Bendiciones, Cowboys Nation. Thank you very much, Tuck.
Appreciate you, my guy. All right, so we can go ahead and end the phone line right there, man. So that's my dog, the Lunatic. Like I said, Lunatic, it's been day 1. Sis, Sadiqa, it's been day 1. Prayers for you, sis, man. Hopefully you're staying strong through everything you're going through. Like I said, no matter what, sis, we are your family. We are here for you. So if you need anything, and I cannot say this enough, don't hesitate to reach out to me or anyone. Definitely me. If you need anything, sis, we got you. Let's see here. Lunatic and South Texas. Go Cowboys. What's going on? Pearl Pinche Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Like, so that's the vibe. That's the vibe, man. You know? And I tell people this, and I said this on the show with Mike Tagg, right? Like Monday through Saturday, that's where I do like my analysts, that's when I do the breakdowns and we talk about the pros, the cons, and I might give my analyst view. But on Sundays, when it's game day, it's time to strap up. And if I get dealt with, I get dealt with. You know what I'm saying? Like that is how I am, y'all. Like I've gotten so many opportunities. Like even last year, there was this sports app and they were going to pay me a lot of money, like a real, like a good amount to live stream during games and do it on their app. And I was just like, man, I appreciate the offer, but I can't do that. I just, since I've had this channel for 5 years, I've live streamed on game day one day. And it was the Jags game where we lost in the fumble game. I can't live stream during games. It's just not my thing. On game day, I like to be locked and loaded and focused, and then we'll do a pregame show or a postgame show, but that's my time, right? So it is what it is, man. Like I said, enjoy it. Be a fan, y'all. I think a lot of people get that mixed up, right? I am not telling you guys not to be a fan. I'm not telling you guys not to be excited. What I'm telling you, I'm saying from my guys, the star we are, right? I'm telling you, just fan responsibly. That's all I'm saying. Just fan responsibly. I know that's all I'm trying to say, because some people about to get drunk and loaded off of fandom. It's okay to be fan, but we got to be realistic sometimes and to be able to have true conversations, right or wrong. Like my dog Dez is in the doghouse with Cowboys fans because he said that he has Jalen Hurts in his top 5. And he's just like, bro, he's a Super Bowl MVP. Like, well, I mean, Cowboys fans are just mad, right? Sometimes we just got to keep it real, y'all. And right now, the Eagles are the Super Bowl champs. It is what it is, but it's a new season. We got to strap up and get ready to beat them. Me beating them on Twitter is not going to do nothing. Me beating them on a round table or whatever, it's not going to do nothing. We have to show, improve, and beat them on the field. Then I can talk. But I can't talk to the Super Bowl champs about contention when they did everything that we said we was going to do and did it. We said we was going to go all in. We didn't make no moves. They went all in, made all in moves, and won the Super Bowl. I don't have no fight right now. I can't fight with y'all right now. That's just, I ain't got no fight right now. When I will have fight is if Dak Prescott comes out there with George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb and lights their ass up, then I can fight. You know what I'm saying? Then I can fight. Bro, this is what I'm trying to say, bro. Exactly. And I had this tweet when Hurts was drafted. I said, listen, y'all, I am not going to be one of those Cowboys fans that just hate Jalen Hurts because of the team that he plays for, right? Does he have his faults as a quarterback? Yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely, right? But he's been a winner everywhere he's been, bro. Everywhere he's been. I remember when I came into the game in 2020, I was doing an Eagles-Cowboys roundtable, and I told them, I'm not doing no Dak Prescott, Carson Wentz back and forth. And they're like, why not? I was like, because Carson Wentz isn't your quarterback. Jalen Hurts is going to snatch his job. And even the Eagles content creators like, oh, this guy's a goofy. He thinks Hurts is better than Wentz. He thinks Hurts is better. I'm like, bro, Hurts is 1,000 times better than Wentz will ever be. But they didn't, of course, I wasn't a Jay Tuck back then. I was just brand new. So they thought I was trolling. I was like, no. Jalen Hurts is better than Carson Wentz, bro. Because I watched tons of college football. Like, you know what I'm saying? I watched him at OU with CeeDee Lamb. I watched him at Alabama. Like, hell, I wanted Jalen Hurts in Dallas because Dak was coming off an injury that year. So I'm not going to sit here and act like Jalen Hurts is trash. Now, you can say he's not top 5. Okay, top 6, top 7, however you want to slice it, but he's the Super Bowl MVP. All right, so let's pump the brakes. If you want to get back at Philly, beat them. Thursday night, when the world is watching, beat them. And then I guarantee you, we beat them, I will be live post-game talking all this shit along with y'all, right? But as of right now, we still have work to do, and do not lose that focus, man. So I appreciate you all for tuning in. I'm about to gear up to watch boxing, probably play a little college football here, and enjoy my Saturday. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central, got my dog Lou Takes coming on. And we're going to talk a little bit about camp, get y'all ready, because it's football season. We are finally here, man. So I want everyone to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged, and Cowboys Nation, the season